The relevance or irrelevance of marriage.
Yes. No, let's close on that one. That's fine.
Okay.
That's good.
Thank you.
We disagree on this one.
You're a return soldier
Yes. I
from
am.
Mpini. Oh, I know.
But I'm a
Please
return
go for
soldier
it.
who still believes
In the war.
in the war.
So fela Mpini. Siyakhona phakathi phambili baba. Freedom or death.
I think marriage is... Everything else in life has changed. Society has progressed. But marriage has kind of stayed the same. I think if we reframe how we think about marriage, we might have a chance of actually seeing healthier and more long-term marriages. So I don't think marriage should be an automated forever. Like, just because now we've signed this contract, that means we are bound till death do us part. It should come with a list of things that need to be adhered to in order for this contract to still be deemed valid. That's what I believe. I believe marriage should be 5-year contract at most.
You're stealing my ideas now.
Am I?
Or these ideas from like 10 years ago.
No, I honestly think
with an option to renew.
Yes, with an option to renew, because think about, no shade, government employees and how complacent and lazy they become and how nothing ever gets done. It is because psychologically they know ngisho kungathiwa kwenzakalani.
Angindawo.
Retrenchment. What is that? What is that? I'm still going to have a job at the end of the day, because it takes a lot for government to actually fire people. They generally just don't do it. Or retrench people. They don't do it. So for as long as we're operating within a system where this forever is like a guarantee, then nobody is actually willing to do any of the work in order for this contract to work. Do you understand? So we need to check in. Yearly, there needs to be reviews, just like when you're in the job. This is where you did well. This is where you underperformed. Every year, there needs to be goals. What are the objectives this year in our marriage? We can't just lahlela ourselves and then, that's it. And that's the biggest issue that I have with marriage and why I think it doesn't work. If we just changed that, we might actually see more fulfilling and long-lasting relationships and marriages if that was in place, in my opinion.
If that annual review were to be negative, you believe in people getting out?
Yes.
Divorcing?
Yes.
Before the 5-year term is done?
Yes.
So it's not even a 5-year term?
Yes. Well,
it could be a 1-year term.
It could be a 1-year. Let's
put a 6-month term.
If you have underperformed in this year, let's say it's year 1, you didn't do well. What would probably happen in a corporate structure is that you will be put on a performance improvement plan.
Correct.
What do you intend on doing to make this better? We will give you another chance to make it better. When we review the next year, if there's a 20-30% improvement, depending on what you value as improvement or how much needs to be an improvement in your books, then yes, there's clearly a willingness of continuous improvement. And every marital contract should have therapy as a prerequisite. It's a non-negotiable. If you don't go, you are saying you are no longer interested.
I with therapy.
I do, because we're all messed up and we all don't know who we are. And we all need to figure ourselves out in order for us to show up as our best selves in our relationships. So if you're not willing to do that work, that is final written warning, dismissal. It's done.
Why not 1 year with an option to renew every year? Why 5 years? I know it was just a number.
Yeah.
Why not 1 year with an option to renew?
I think 5 years is a good amount of time to give somebody a chance of improvement.
So you like me, you don't believe in marriage?
I do.
Just like forever. You only just add the forever.
Yeah, I don't believe in it forever. If people are not showing up, you don't deserve to be with someone or have that level of companionship forever. Just like if you're not showing up for your job, you don't deserve to have one.
You mentioned contract twice. Is that what marriage is to you, a contract?
Yes, it's a contract.
Not love, not coexisting.
No, Pela, obviously those things are what is it? What's the word? The catalyst in a marriage happening. There needs to be love, companionship before. But that's why I'm saying the contract needs to be very detailed, taking into account the things that you both value as individuals and the things that you value in the marriage. That's why I spoke about goals. We're not just going to get married to get married. What are our financial goals? What are our goals for our family if we plan to have children? How do we plan to raise them? Those are things that we need to know. And a lot of people are entering into marriages with no vision and mission. Siyashada nje ngoba sifuna the dress, the ring.
Do you know, in a court of law, if you're drunk, if you're on drugs, if you're being threatened, whatever contract you sign becomes null and void because you're not in the right state of mind.
Those conditions, yes. I
Because you
also
are not
think
in the
that
right state
people
of
shouldn't
mind.
get married before 25. That's what I think, right?
Because you are not
Because
in
you're
the
not
right
in the right
state
state
of
of mind. Yes.
I was in love. Not in the right state
No,
of...
you just mentioned drugs.
I know. I said they were like, but I'm in love with him.
No, you're not in love. You're infatuated. There's
So
a
they're not in the
difference.
correct state of mind.
Yes. You can't...
They have a mental illness.
Oh my God.
I'm just asking. They're not in the right state of mind.
And I keep saying
Because
this,
they're in love and it's not
but
good enough.
you don't want to hear it because you are Penuel and Noxolo. Infatuation versus love. Two different things. Don't confuse those two things. People want to get married when they are in the highs and everything is perfect. And they don't think about the lows because it can get very low.
I disagree with you at 25. Why is it not good enough for two 18-year-olds to go through the workshop and ace it and get married?
The last conversation we had, we spoke about prefrontal cortex, logical brain. So there's evidence that says that brain only fully develops around 25.
And you believe that?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Some of the people that have changed the world. I mean, if you look at like about Tupac's and other people.
That's great.
But my age 20 and stuff.
That's great.
The revolutionaries we've had, their peaks of their careers were in their early 20s.
Wonderful. It doesn't change the fact that, look, we all have different levels of maturity.
Yes.
But if you are saying you're getting married at 25, that is an amygdala-driven decision. Most
White
before
science.
25.
That's a white science decision.
Yes, a white side. What do you mean?
So as Africans, we used to get married young. Not even as Africans. I think even the Christians, the Muslims,
Yes,
they
they
get married
believe in
young.
getting married young.
The families would deliberate and there would be a lot of conversation and talk. And they were like, this is what's happening. But now you're coming with white science and saying
Yes.
after matric and your degree and you're now a graduate, therefore developed, therefore marriage.
No, I'm saying your logical brain is not fully developed. So the decision you may be making, because now we're not living in those times where our parents used to sit together and decide that these two people are getting married. We're living in the modern world. We're talking about what would work for a modern marriage. I'm saying if you are below 25, your logical brain is not working properly yet.
There's a body count at 25. For umuntu wesimame that you have to marry. Because awufuni sibashade bena 16. Ufuna sibashade bena 25. Sebegudle
Ushada kanjani
bagudla.
umuntu ongakwazi ukucabanga kahle?
Usisi ona 25 years ucabanga? Sorry. That was a bit harsh. You're telling me people over 25 are smarter than 20-year-olds?
I'm telling you the science.
The women at 25 are desperate for marriage because they've been gudlaring the streets.
No, that is true.
I'm ready to settle. Hey.
I'm not saying that's not true. Multiple truths can exist at the same time. I'm saying to you that from
According
my
to science,
perspective,
you believe the brain is fully developed at 25.
that
Therefore,
logical part of your brain. So
the decision is more
the decision
logical.
will probably be a bit more sound.
Yeah.
And you will probably be able to make a non-amygdala, emotional driven decision. And you will look at logic more than you will all the other stuff. Now, we all have, again, different temperaments, different levels of maturity. So that is also a thing. But if I were to structure marriage, I would say no before 25.